La 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 bum bum. La 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 bum bum. What does that even mean? Why Starbucks failed in Australia? Well, I kind of know now because of this Will Smith short. Yeah, that's my phone. The screensaver. It's a highway. Headed on the highway, looking for adventure. Whatever comes Danny's way. Now I just fell off a cliff in New Zealand. Probably should have shaved, but I'm not gonna. Wow, got my coffee. It's not Starbucks. It's generic ass Food Line, which is our generic grocery store. Coffee. It does have 4 flavors: French vanilla, original morning brew, dark roast, and I can't see the other one. A caramel macchiato. I rarely say that. Well, that's liquid energy right there. Let's see what Will Smith's got to say. Then I'm going to watch this video. I'm going to break it down as a true red-blooded, wherever the hell it come from, American. All right. Channel MVP, Jennifer Anderson sent this to me. This is Will Smith discovers the Australian coffee scene. As you see, I have my perfectly good, cheap Keurig cup caramel macchiato generic coffee. I have a video next of why Starbucks failed in Australia. But I've seen this once, so you'll get the context I have. Excuse me.
I'm in Australia. I just wanted some coffee. And the way I take my coffee is just, it's just regular. It's regular coffee. But in Australia, they have a special name for regular coffee. It's hard for me to order what I like. What is the type of coffee this is? What is it called?
It's a long black.
It's a long black. Okay. All right. Just 2 suggestions, because they could have names. Like rather than just a long black, you could call it a Big Willie. No, I'm just saying, hey, you walk in, hey, can I get a Big Willie? Aaron is Australian. What's your coffee called?
Short white.
It's called a flat white? A flat
White, short black, long mac, short mac, 3/4 latte, cafe latte, half latte, cappuccino.
It's just easier in America.
Starbucks has coffee shops all over the world. There are more than 28,000 locations in 76 markets, from Shanghai to Guantanamo Bay. And in China, a new Starbucks location opens up every 15 hours. But there is one continent that seems uninterested in the hype over the Seattle-based coffee chain. And that continent is Australia. It's proven to...
It's Australia, man. Australia. So, Dr. Cap, Jennifer, many people have told me, Cappy said something about why they have coffee pots in restaurants. It's like, because there's a damn restaurant on every corner. She's like, you just don't understand. I was like, and there's Starbucks, and there's Dunkin' Donuts, and there's all kinds of coffee places. She's like, you just don't understand. And I was thinking, how damn hard can it be to understand to get freaking coffee? And then I remembered the song. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. It's a long way to the shop if you want a sausage roll. I think is how it goes. It's a long way to the shop if you want a sausage roll. I think. Um, so let's get into this. Let's see why it failed in Australia.
To be one of the toughest markets in the world to break into. So tough, in fact, that Starbucks closed more than 2/3 of its stores on the continent back in 2008. So what went so wrong with Starbucks in Australia? To answer that, let's go back to July of 2000, when Starbucks opened its first Australian shop in Sydney. From there, it expanded fast. By 2008, Starbucks had 87 stores across the continent.
I think one of the problems with Starbucks.
First of all of this ain't nothing. The Aboriginals, that big Ula rock, and a bunch of animals wanting to kill you. Mother Nature wants to kill you. Everything wants to kill you in here. That's why all the cities are around here. Perth. So that means New Zealand's right over here somewhere. Okay. Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, and Adelaide. And the Northern Territory, I'm getting it. Starting to get there. After a year and 100 reactions, I've almost got y'all's desolate yet super populated country, continent, island, whatever the hell it is. The Kiwi says, I don't know, they're an island too. Anyway, this is about coffee. And comedy. Because you guys are funny to laugh at. To laugh with. Apologies, mate.
The continent.
What the hell happened?
I think one of the problems for Starbucks, and it's true for a lot of businesses that have been successful in one country, is that they thought that their business model could just roll out to a different environment and there was no need for them to adjust.
But that was the problem. It tried to grow the empire.
Why the hell would they adjust for a different continent? Every other continent in the damn world didn't have to adjust for. Bullshit me. Quit. Put shit back in a bottle of Lasix. Pee all the time.
Empire too fast. Starbucks rapidly opened up multiple locations instead of slowly integrating them into the Australian market.
When they launched too rapidly and didn't give the Australian consumer an opportunity to really develop an appetite for the Starbucks brand. They also moved into regional areas, into outer suburbs of major cities. And so for the Australian consumer, it was almost like it was too available for them. And so there wasn't this point of difference, this want, this need for Starbucks.
So the shop was too close for a sausage roll. Get it? And exactly, don't put 87 Starbucks in 8 but 6 damn towns. Stop! Don't shit at me.
Starbucks, and it wasn't an organic growth, which is what we very much saw in the US.
In its first 7 years in Australia, Starbucks accumulated $105 million in losses. By 2007, Starbucks Australia was hanging on by a thread, taking big loans from the US totaling up to $54 million. And in 2008, Starbucks announced it was shutting down 61 stores. But of course, 2008 was a difficult time for businesses due to the financial crisis. Along with the Australia closures, Starbucks also closed 600 underperforming American stores. But even still, such a retreat in Australia was embarrassing for the brand.
When you're shutting down 75 stores, for the Australian consumer, when they did leave the market, or at least a large number of their stores were shut down, they didn't really care.
It's partly because Australians are spoiled for choice when it comes to coffee. Australia's coffee market is one of the biggest in the world. The industry is expected to hit more than $6 billion in total revenue in 2018. They've been immersed in nuances of cafe culture since the mid-1900s, when Italian and Greek immigrants began traveling to the country. The immigrants introduced Australians to espresso. By the 1980s, Australians were fully engulfed in cafe culture. They've also grown accustomed to specialty menu items, like a flat white or an Australian macchiato.
So
I'd been hell if I'd been open. Look, she ain't Australian, she's Asian. Y'all stole that damn culture.
Cafes in Australia were born out of like the Italian culture of, meeting a friend and knowing your local barista and it being kind of like a local meeting place where everyone knew each other, and that coffee was just a part of that. And then Starbucks came in with what is more of an American style like coffee culture, which is essentially just like coffee.
It's all around the world. It's not American, okay? And what part of America are we talking about, bud? Are we talking about the Midwest? Are we talking about Texas? Are we talking about the West Coast, East Coast? Are we talking about South? Are we talking about the North? Are we talking about the suburbs? Are we talking about the country? Are we talking about the city? There's a lot more to America than this is America. You know, there are 50 divided lines that separate us all, right? Just letting y'all know. Coffee in the South. We got grits. They don't even know what the hell grits is. I had to explain to Greg what the hell grits was. I had to explain to Jennifer what a damn gravy biscuit was. Like, we have a gravy biscuit culture too in America. Yeah, I couldn't see.
Coffee is a product. Coffee is a commodity. Coffee is like perk me up in the morning. It's caffeination.
Starbucks had a basic menu and offered more sugary drinks, which most Australians didn't like.
In Australia, where local tastes are different, so we don't really want a coffee that's hundreds of ounces with lots of sugar in it. We want something a bit more sophisticated.
Plus, Starbucks charged more than local cafes. So Australians instead opted to pay less for coffee they liked from a local barista they trusted.
And so when you come in with this big hey, we're going to open all these cafes and they're all going to be to-go focused, it just was the complete wrong market for what the Australian was used to.
But there's one...
You sure didn't mind taking Macca's and hold on. Broider Joe's, what the hell do y'all call Burger King again? Hungry hippos. Sorry. What the hell, man? I did that show where the Mac, just one do word to Mac is one do word to, and the Chick-fil-A's called something different. It's like the only 3 restaurants still got. Anyway, I didn't mind that one. I get it though. You got a coffee culture, not a McMuffin culture.
American coffee company that's thriving in Australia. Founded in Chicago and now based in Australia, Gloria Jeans got the traction in Australia that Starbucks couldn't. Gloria Jeans has more than 400 Australian locations and serves more than 35 million consumers in Australia each year. So what is Gloria Jeans doing in Australia that Starbucks isn't? Well, the company attributes its success to 2 Australians who franchised the business in their home country. Shops started to show up in Australia in 1996. Fast forward to today, the company has a presence in every Australian state. The reason? Its menu. The chain offers a wide variety of espresso drinks and specialty coffee. Failing to adapt its menu to Australians' coffee culture proved to be a mistake for Starbucks. And the company faces another challenge later this year: Italy. Starbucks is opening its first store in Milan in late 2018. Home of the espresso, Italy is rich in cafe culture. But according to Starbucks, it's not going to make the same mistakes that it did in Australia. The company said that it would develop in Italy with humility and respect for its coffee culture. It announced it would be opening a roastery, which is not your average cafe. It gives customers a chance to see coffee beans roasted and processed before their eyes. So there's a chance that it won't struggle like it did in Australia. But Starbucks isn't admitting defeat in Australia either. Starbucks is staging a comeback on the...
I don't even like Starbucks, y'all. I like cheap coffee better. I agree. I'm not going to go pay a bunch of money. But, I mean, there is kind of a Starbucks culture. Young girls every morning before school. Not like really young, but you know what I mean? Teenage girls get up and have their certain latte maca or whatever the hell they do and sit there and pretend to be studying, I guess. And And lots of business people go there and sit. And then the poor people go to Dunkin' Donuts. The really poor people get it from a grocery store. Mix it yourself. So I'm just being silly. But the Macca's thing is the truth. You don't mind taking our damn cheeseburgers. America invented them damn greasy ass cheeseburgers. Man, what does Burger King call? Is it Hungry Jacks? Am I saying that? I might be wrong.
On the continent. In 2014, Starbucks locations in Australia were purchased by the Mount Waverly-based Withers Group. Starbucks told CNBC that since its sale to the Withers Group, the company learned a lot. So this time, it's taken a different approach to putting Starbucks on the continent.
So if you just think about Australia's a big tourism destination, there's a lot of US and Chinese tourists. Starbucks have been very successful in China, and it makes a lot of sense for them to build out because there are people looking for something that's familiar to them.
Now with 39 locations in Brisbane, Melbourne, the Gold Coast, and Sydney areas, this time it's not looking to appeal to Australians. But instead, the coffee giant hopes to be a familiar face for tourists visiting popular vacation destinations in Australia.
Australia's always been a high volume tourist market. The same thing in terms of...
So, basically, in layman terms, or southern redneck terms, stay out of our damn coffee shops. Put you a few Starbucks here for the tourists so they won't eat all of our damn sausage rolls and interfere with our culture when we're having our coffee. Because our coffee is like y'all sports teams, your American football team, say, or your baseball team, or your basketball, whatever the hell sport it is. You know, we all love the sport, but we have our different teams. Jennifer said that was a pretty good analogy. So I'm going to go with that. And I don't blame you. I don't want y'all eating our damn gravy biscuits either.
International students at our universities, potential opportunities for them. And we're starting to see Starbucks enter into some large shopping malls here in Australia as well.
Australia welcomed 9 million tourists from 2017 to 2018. And those international visitors spent more than $30 billion in 2017 alone. So tourists could possibly be the key to keeping the company afloat and preventing another downfall.
All right, so there you have it. What is a gravy biscuit in the South? What is a baby in the... What the hell? You see what it does to me? I don't see what babies in. What is a gravy biscuit in the South? Ha, it's real funny, ain't it? You're lucky y'all got teeth. How do you make a gravy biscuit? Breakfast. Yeah, here we go. It's American.
Hey everybody, today I am going to show you how to make some country gravy for your biscuits. Oh yeah. What we have here is 3 tablespoons of butter.
A lot of butter.
And your job
Good
is
butter.
to melt that butter down.
It's your job.
Once it gets melted down there,
I
want you to throw in 3 tablespoons.
Oh, yeah, 3 tablespoons.
All-purpose flour.
Flour.
Okay.
Flour now.
And once you get that flour in there, I want you to mix it in.
In Australian, that would be flour, because y'all don't use the hard R. Flour. Flour is what we call it.
In with that butter completely, making sure to
add a little
move
milk.
all the dry parts down into the butter mixture.
Hurry up, buddy, you slow.
Together, and
Bring
you're
the milk.
about 2 or 3 minutes, and then adds you 2 cups of milk.
Every time.
Right. Now, once you get this milk in there, you have to
Keep
move that
stirring it,
spoon
buddy.
around
Keep stirring.
until all of that.
Stir your damn life
And
away.
once you get What we're going to do is I'm going to show. I can make biscuits, but why?
Because biscuits, y'all are like Tim Tams, right?
I ain't much of a biscuit maker. Okay.
I ain't much of a biscuit maker either,
so
buddy.
These are grands, and I can make biscuits, but why bother? Is my opinion of it. Anyway, there's lots of chefs on YouTube to show you how to make biscuits, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, brother.
Yeah, just dump her in there over your biscuits.
That's it.
And
enjoy.
I usually add a little pepper to mine.
Hey, yeah, a little pepper it is. Country gravy is stable down here in Texas. See? That ain't quite like Biscuit's hair. But he talks like he's from here. A little pepper on the biscuit. There you go.
Beautiful. Delicious.
Put a little sausage in there. You got an American sausage roll gravy biscuit. With caramel macchiato. 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 What the hell, macchiato? Anyway, mental health is real. I'm an example of it. I'm in the middle of this biscuit now. Don't eat me. Much love. 20 minutes. We just learned a lot. You can learn a lot from a dummy. That's a commercial. You can learn a lot from a dummy commercial. You can learn a lot from a dummy commercial. There you go. You see what I was talking about.
That's it. I'm history. End of the road.
You can't quit, Vince. No crash dummy takes out a utility pole like you do.
Larry, for years I've been proving how safety belts save lives, but nobody's listening.
Sure they are.
Yeah, that's why thousands die in car accidents every year. I feel like I'm banging my head against the wall.
Come on, Vince. Tomorrow's the big day. 2 compacts. Head on.
High speed?
Could save a life.
No, I'll be there.
Yeah.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
It's the law. Unless you go south, then it ain't the law. 40 miles from here. That's America. Much love.